The African National Congress Youth League has concluded its 27th National Elective Conference with an outcome that is already stirring intense political debate inside and outside the governing party. The conference, held at the University of Limpopo under the banner Economic Freedom and Social Change, now not later, ended with the unopposed re-election of Colin Malatsi as ANCYL president, securing him a second term at the helm of the organization. While the process was orderly and peaceful, the absence of contestation for the top leadership positions has raised questions about the Youth League's political independence and its evolving role within the broader ANC structure. New leadership, familiar faces. Alongside Malatsi, the ANCYL elected a largely unchanged leadership collective, reinforcing perceptions of continuity rather than renewal. Francisco Dianzi, age 31, was elected deputy president after serving as provincial secretary. Tagani Shiviti, 34, who currently chairs Parliament's Portfolio Committee on Science, Technology and Innovation, was elected secretary general. Zamakanya Kanyase, also 31, who previously served as national spokesperson, takes up the role of first deputy secretary general. Jacob Tau was elected Treasurer General, while Venus Blenis Magage, currently the MEC for Finance, Economic Development and Tourism in the Northern Cape, was elected Second Deputy Secretary General. Malati's uncontested re-election in the early hours of Tuesday morning marked a clean sweep for his preferred leadership slate, a result some analysts say was unlikely to be accidental. Succession politics loom large. The ANCYL's leadership outcome is being viewed through the wider lens of ANC succession politics, particularly ahead of future leadership battles within the governing party. EFF leader Julius Malema weighed in last week, warning that ANC Secretary-General Fikile Mbalula is positioning himself strongly to become the party's next president. Speaking during a media briefing in Johannesburg, Malema said that unless decisive action is taken, Mbalula is likely to emerge victorious in the ANC's internal race. He likened the contest to a marathon, saying Mbalula is currently ahead while Deputy President Mashatile is still struggling to catch up. These comments have fueled speculation that the ANCYL's leadership outcome could indirectly strengthen Mbalula's ambitions, given the Youth League's historical influence in shaping succession debates within the ANC. Questions over autonomy and independence. Political analyst Sandile Swana has been among the most vocal critics of the conference outcome, arguing that the leadership result was not a reflection of organic democratic processes. According to Swana, the uncontested election of Malatsi and his entire slate points to orchestration by dominant factions within the ANC itself. He said the outcome suggests a deliberate effort to maintain a domesticated youth league that aligns closely with the mother body rather than operating as an independent and disruptive political force. Swana further argued that the ANCYL has struggled to reclaim its historical autonomy since the expulsion of former Youth League President Julius Malema and his allies more than a decade ago. In his view, the organization has yet to demonstrate the ideological clarity or political assertiveness that once made it a powerful engine of change within the ANC. Early conference and internal pressures. The conference was convened earlier than originally scheduled, following a resolution taken at the ANC National General Congress in August. At the time, concerns were raised that many members of the leadership and broader structures were nearing or had already exceeded the League's age limit of 35, prompting the NEC to fast-track the elective process. Despite widespread perceptions of a predetermined outcome, reports indicate that Malatsi faced no formal challenges for the presidency. Prior to the conference, he publicly stated that the ANCYL remained committed to internal democracy and that he was open to being challenged even from the floor. However, critics remain unconvinced that the current leadership has translated that commitment to meaningful political impact. Ramaphosa calls for youth mobilization. The conference was addressed by ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa, who urged the newly elected leadership to aggressively mobilize young people ahead of next year's local government elections. Ramaphosa praised the Youth League for its contributions to key resolutions adopted by the ANC's recent National General Council and called on young activists to play a central role in renewing the party's connection with South Africa's youth. As the dust settles in Polokwane, the ANCYL finds itself at a crossroads, balancing continuity with calls for renewal and loyalty to the ANC leadership with expectations that it should once again become a bold and independent voice for young South Africans. Whether the new leadership will rise to that challenge remains an open question.